A state veterans home on Hawaii Island has become a hot spot for COVID-19 cases, and tonight we're hearing exclusively from one of its residents.
The Yukio Okutsu State Veterans Home in Hilo reported no new deaths today, but in the past 12 days, 10 residents diagnosed with the virus have died. 64 residents and 24 employees have tested positive since the outbreak began. 71 of those cases are still active. KITV4's Diane joins us live in studio tonight with an exclusive interview on the conditions inside of the facility. Diane.
Mika, former Air Force Sergeant Noah Kaikimaka served his country in the Vietnam War. He saw men all around him going down, and he is seeing it again with the coronavirus. 73-year-old Noah Kaikimaka once spent 9 years in the Air Force, fighting a war against an often unseen enemy in Vietnam. Only to do the same thing again today. The enemy? The coronavirus.
It's a deadly virus.
Kaikimaka lives at the Yukio Okutsu State Veterans Home. He's quarantined in a room alone because he says he was diagnosed with COVID-19 at the end of August. He says he's lucky to be asymptomatic. He says he hears about the sick and dying from nurses.
So I just finding out that some of these patients are not making it, so I said, oh, and they tell me, this, my goodness, I know, because I knew him, because I used to talk to him before. Now he's down, and he's not making it.
Do you feel like things are under control there? Are there enough nurses, or is there enough protective equipment?
No, it's not. The nurses are coming from Honolulu, too.
U.S. Senator Brian Schatz repeatedly called for federal intervention into what he terms a public health crisis. Kaikimaka agrees.
The government should really step in here. Get a little more.
Every time another resident dies, Kaikimaka says the staff plays taps over the intercom and walks the flag-draped casket down the hall.
When that happens, I sit on my wheelchair and I give a salute. And I'll salute to the guys, because that's all my, all my brothers.
And he gives a silent prayer.
Brother, take care, we love you, and that's how it is. You served the country well, and as much as I did too. And
the home's management firm responds to the growing criticism, saying caregivers are working tirelessly to safeguard residents and follow all the CDC guidelines. U.S. Representative Tulsi Gabbard today called for an immediate federal intervention and says this is yet another consequence of the lack of testing and contact tracing that should have been in place months ago. Live in studio, Diane, KITV4 Island News.
Thank you, Diane. A representative from the Department of Veteran Affairs is expected on site tomorrow. Hawaii County called for a state health team to inspect the facility after the outbreak. According to the Department of Health, it's a two-day unannounced review that started yesterday on whether the facility is following state regulations. A report is expected in about a week. Avalon Healthcare Group, the company that runs the facility, released a statement today saying, quote, "We're working closely with state and local health officials to ensure we are doing everything possible to safeguard our residents. We're thankful for this collaborative relationship as we work together to stop the spread of the virus."